Hello everyone, I'm Cloud and welcome to Anime no Mi. This time we'll talk about the new power coming to the Straw Hat crew, and this with a new member who will join them after Wano's bow. As we have seen, there is a character with a combat style very similar to a Yonko who wants to travel alongside Luffy and who has been waiting for this for a long time, including, this person apparently has a devil fruit power. So in this video, we're going to talk about the new Straw Hats member who can face even a Tobarapo and who is descended from a big opponent of Luffy. The entire crew will become stronger with this new devil fruit Mythica that should join them soon. But this is the third video on our channel, so I ask you to help us, just subscribe to receive our new videos. I also hope you can leave your likes in the video and a comment. Guys, then, there is a person who wanted to be a member of the crew of the Straw Imperfections, and who waited for it even before Luffy created his group, even before him from the sea, and that person was Yamato. After all, as we know, Yamato is the son of Kaido, who even though he is a descendant of the pirate of 100 beasts, the Yonko titled as the strongest being alive, Yamato always wanted to be like Oden, even deciding to be a man as was the former daimyo of Kuri, and his admiration for Oden made Yamato very early suffer at the hands of his father, who had been a great enemy of the samurai pirate. Not only that, but one of the saddest moments for Yamato was witnessing the day when the one who most admired lost his life thanks to his father. And the future story of Luffy and Yamato started about 20 years ago when Yamato found Oden's logbook where he told about his adventures, which he mainly lived with Roger, the king of pirates. With that, Yamato created a gigantic desire to also travel the seas as a pirate, but not a pirate like Kaido, but following someone who resembles Gold Roger, who could have inherited his will, a will of the D. It turns out that Kaido did everything to prevent this dream from being fulfilled, mainly to prevent Yamato from leaving Wano, thus securing him with explosive handcuffs, so that he would never leave Onigashima, as we saw when Yamato himself explained this to Luffy during chapter 985 of the manga. But we also saw the full importance of Yamato for the future of the Mugiwara, and for the whole One Piece, with the presence of his story with Ace being told during the chapter of the turn, the 999, where we see the desire to be a straw hat before the existence of the best straw. We saw how Ace went to Onigashima to defeat Kaido, and how it was Yamato who faced him since there was no other person on the island at that time. We also saw how Ace was recognized the power of Yamato, and how he said that Yamato could be there because his father held him, but his heart also seemed trapped, and there we see how Yamato screamed the dream of traveling across the seas, just as Oden had also traveled. As we saw from there, a great friendship was born between Ace and Yamato, where basically by still being with the Spade Pirates, Ace hadn't been able to free Yamato to travel with him, but Ace can talk about the sea. Talk about the new pirates who were going out to sea, those who would be the worst generation in the future, such as Cavendish, Kid, and even the Law. But Ace already told Yamato that the future most pirate has not even gone out to sea. It was in a few years inactive, and this was his brother Luffy. And during the time, where we know that Ace got stronger, Yamato also got much stronger, and Ace himself wanted to go back to Wano to save the whole country, and also Yamato, but now he was already beside his captain, his father Edward Newgate, and none of the crew wanted to allow it. After all, Ace was Oden's successor, and didn't have the same power as him. If not even Oden can beat Kaido. Whitebeard said Ace couldn't, and people also saw like all pirates too wanted to go to save Wano, not just Ace, Oden's old companions too. But we know that at this moment, knowing that he would lose many members of his family, a new portal, never without his pirates going to Onigashima. And with all this time passed until we reached the present day, where Luffy went to Wano, and was facing the pirate of 100 beasts, something Yamato did not see as anything but fate. After all, there was Luffy, Ace's brother, who was a son of Gold Roger, besides that boy also carried the initial D. Yamato spent many years waiting for Luffy's arrival. After all, in her conversation with Ace, the flame pirate had told Yamato about her brother's dream, a dream that he and Sabo laughed at in the past. It turns out that they started to believe in Luffy because he believed. Already Yamato believed from the beginning. Luffy had a dream that seemed impossible, but that boy's dream was the dream that Gold Roger also put, and that had impressed and thrilled Oden in the same way as through Ace. Luffy, without even knowing Yamato, also thrilled with his dream. Now finally known Yamato known Luffy, and saw that boy Ace, just like in the past without knowing him already saw Roger. And seeing Roger in Luffy and calling himself Oden, Yamato believed that it was natural for Luffy to break Kaido's shackles, so that he was finally free, and that after all that, he accepted Yamato into the Straw crew. However, Luffy said that Yamato couldn't just become Oden, but later, when he knew what Kaido had done, he freed him, and now, at that moment, we know that Yamato already has a great regard for Luffy, and even considers him his captain, to the point that at this moment in the manga to be running when he learned that Luffy was facing his father one-on-one. And with all that, we already see that it's practically Yamato's destiny to be by Luffy's side. No one waited any longer to join the crew, And let's go further. At this moment Yamato is about to face Kaido for his future captain, and that's when let's talk about Yamato's powers. As we know, Kaido has a fixation with devil fruit powers, especially Zoan, and possibly, even thanks to Oden not being Yamato's desire to consume one of the fruits, Yonko has long since certainly given powers of one to his son. Besides, we're also pretty sure it wasn't an artificial Zoan. Furthermore, we saw in chapter 979 how Black Maria, fearing Yamato's powers, had said it would be difficult to bring it back, and basically, we know that all Tobirapas have ancestral devil fruit powers, and I believe Yamato must possess an Akuma no Mi mythical, just like your father. And we also saw during chapter 996 that Yamato was apparently going to use the transformation of his Akuma no Mi, where some fangs were appearing, but as everything went very quickly and was stopped, we can't know exactly which one it would be. Maybe even Yamato's contempt for his father's statue goes beyond Kaido having a Uo no Mi in the model, Senryu, but it might even be because his father gave another Uo no Mi model. But what I believe is more likely is that Yamato has another mythic of the constellations. After all, we already have Marco's Phoenix and Kaido's Senryu dragon, still missing the Byakko fruit of the legendary tiger and the Genbwa fruit of the turtle, so it is even more possible that Yamato will receive one of them. And as Yamato apparently demonstrated fangs in chapter 996, I believe that Byakko must be the mythical tiger fruit. But not only the power of the Akuma no Mi would be important. After all, even without ever showing the powers of a fruit, Yamato has already demonstrated a lot of power in One Piece, being strong enough to take down a Tobirapa with a single blow when he saw Altai facing Luffy. Yamato has a gigantic strength, something very similar to what we see with Kaido, handling easily and without difficulty his Kanabo, a kind of gigantic club and consequently very heavy. And as I said, Yamato took down Altai, who is a Tobirapo and user of ancestral Zoan, with a single movement. Also, we saw how Yamato faced head-to-head Ace in the past and currently faced Luffy, even with him using second and third gear, stopping Luffy's kicking move, which generated the explosion of power that we love to see. We also saw how Yamato is extremely agile and fast, being able to quickly attack several opponents, and it doesn't just stop there, because his stamina is gigantic. We also saw in chapter 994 when Yamato simply withstood several explosions without having any effect while protecting Momonosuke, and told him that years ago he couldn't protect him because he didn't have the strength, but now things would be completely different as he would do anything to protect him. And even wanting to be Oden and live as Oden lived, Yamato knows that he inherited his power from Kaido, and that Kaido knows how to use the strength he has, and for that reason, he does not use similar techniques with the one he admires, but with techniques based on Yonko's. Finally, Yamato also uses the Ryo, that is, the haki of the advanced king of Wano, having full control by this technique and being able to use it freely. And so, do you think Luffy will accept Yamato's request to join the crew? I would like yes and you comment there. Finally, what do you think about Yamato's powers? Would you like me to join Luffy and his companions in the Straw Hat crew? I think it would be really cool to see this. Let's follow the manga together to see what will happen to our heroes. I hope you enjoyed the video and that you subscribe so we can have more content together. Thanks for watching and see you later. Thank you very much everyone for watching another one of our videos. The channel is still new, and so I really count on your subscription. We are still learning English, so we apologize for any possible English mistakes. We will try to improve with each new video.